Welcome to this quick LMN video, where we're going to take a look at the real cost of going over hours on our landscape projects. And stay tuned because the results just might surprise you. Let's start by taking a look at a typical backyard project. The backyard project we're going to estimate here is about 3 weeks in length. The estimator said the first week will be prepping, grading, excavation, and base. By the end of the second week, this 3-man crew will be done the hardscapes. And by the end of the third week, we'll wrap up the planting and irrigation. And if all goes according to plan, we'll make a fair profit, usually something between 10 and 20%. Now that's great for being a planned timeline, but how about the actual timeline? Well, when the crew starts, we didn't have all the materials ready that we needed. Maybe they forgot a tool or a material and they had to turn around and go get some. Then the work wasn't laid out perfectly. We had a couple mistakes. Some vendors were late. We didn't complete all the work perfectly the first time through, so we had to send a crew back for a day to fix up some loose ends. By the end of the project, the actual timeline took just 2 days over budget. We still had a 3-man crew, but instead of completing 15 days, we completed the job in 17 days. Now, unfortunately, the common attitude, because this happens so often in landscape, is that, well, that's not too bad. We were supposed to be 15, we took 17. The results can't be that problematic, can they? We'd highly encourage you next time you have a job like this to sit down with a foreman, the estimator, and the sales person and really take a look at what were our actual costs for going over budget on this job. Let's do it right now. Let's start by looking up payroll costs. If we were 2 days over budget on a job, then we paid the crew for 2 days, and that cost of that payroll wasn't recovered in the estimate. So if you took 3 men, 9 hours a day, at about $20 an hour after you factor in unemployment insurance and workman's comp and all the payroll taxes, got about $1,100 in unrecovered payroll costs. Add on to that, we've got fuel and insurance, repairs, and depreciation on the equipment that was there. And you've got overhead costs, your rent, advertising, office salaries, hydro, utilities, insurances, all those costs that in those 2 days, we didn't recover any of that overhead cost. So as a result, missing that job by 2 days has cost us over $2,600 in unrecovered costs. But that doesn't even scratch the surface, unfortunately. Because had we done that job on time, what would we have been doing for those 2 days? We would have been on to the next job, actually generating revenue. And that's where the big numbers start to come in. If we missed 2 days from sales, then we've missed about $2,400 worth of potential revenue from labor. Whether you charge $40, $45, $50 an hour, whatever it is, it's about $2,400 in missed opportunity for billing on the next job. You've also lost the opportunity to bill for your equipment on the next job and to bill for materials that the crews would have been installing had they been on the next job. And also you could have been recovering overhead too. So not only have you had the cost that didn't get recovered in the estimates, but you've lost out on 2 days that year of potential billing on another job. And that's the big cost. If you add those two costs together, you'll see that going 2 days over budget with one 3-man crew is about an $8,000 problem. Now think about reality. You've got 3, 5, maybe 10 crews. This happens 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 times a year. And you can now start to understand the magnitude of this problem. Landscaping can be profitable. But in order to be profitable, we have to eliminate the reasons that we go over budget on jobs because it's so important to our bottom line. Just some small shifts in days over budget, 5 days a year even, will make an enormous impact on your net profit at the end of the year, which will benefit not only the owner, but it'll benefit the crews that are able to eliminate these wastes because the owner's never going to want to lose those foremen either. So the next time someone looks at you half funny, when we're upset that we went just 2 days over budget, have a meeting so that everybody understands we can't tolerate going 2 days over budget anymore. Now, if you want to learn more about the cost of going over budget and how to estimate and hundreds of systems to help you eliminate the potential to go over budget, then join us at an LMN workshop. These 2-day workshops are held in over 40 cities across North America, are just $149 a person, and have generated over 4,000 attendees over the last 5 years. We guarantee it'll be the best 2 days that you've ever spent working on your business. To find some dates at a city near you, visit golmn.com/workshop and we hope to see you this season.